App HogOn University, and I got my first welding student in my hometown in McGee, and we're going to teach him how to weld in a flat position. We're using wire. I'm actually going to tack this one first, so that way he can see the technique of tacking it, and then we're going to jump on it to show him how to run a bead. But that way y'all can see the first beginning processes. So we got everything set. We're going to tack this up. You ready? Now, as you see, I put 2 on here. And I'm going to have you tack this here and here. But I'm going to show you. The same way you do. Yep. Now, the main thing, when you hold it, you see the holding gun. This is the trigger. We got our pliers right here, so if this gets too long for you, cut it out. So normally, you get that about 1/4 inch. And once you put it here, the goal is you hit the trigger right there in the center. And you hit it, and that's how you're gonna do your first tack yet. Once you can see it, right? Once you see it, you get it right there, right here. Get it. And you hold it there. You did it?
Yeah, it don't look good yet.
But you did it though. You know what I'm saying? You do the same thing there. Anyway, you can get your wire out first. Make sure you can see the wire like I did. Alright, that's how you cheat. See, that's the one thing with the MIG welding. You can cheat. So you can get the wire out so you can see where you're going, get it where you're going, and then you hit it and be still. So you want to keep this about the same distance. You see you got about 1/4.
Yeah,
you keep the same distance away from it.
And
then you want to move it side to side. So once you tack it, you get ready, you hit it. There you go.
Did I do that?
Yeah.
But
But see, that's what you want though. You want to be able to touch this one and this one. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna run a bead.
Question. I feel like I did this too high compared to this.
Yeah, and see, it is. This one right here melted in better because you stayed down a little closer to it. This one right here, you got on and kind of let it go before it kind of went over here. But this one is better. Yeah. And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to blend it in. But this is, you can tell this one is better than that one, but they still good. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run a bead first. You can sit there, and then I'm going to show you how to do it so that way you can see from my example. And we're going to start, I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go here. You see, you want about a 15-degree angle, which is what we've seen on there. Make sure you got about a 1/4 stick out. And remember, once you hit the trigger, don't let go of the trigger. You want to hold it the whole time. But what we want to do is, we want to do small circles.
Like that.
See that? And you want to kind of keep that same speed. You don't want to do this and then go do this. See what I'm saying? You want to start this at that same speed, but you don't want to do this and then go like this. The weld is not going to be consistent. So you want to start off and just keep it consistent. So that's what we're going to try to shoot for. You ready?
Yeah.
You know, so I can make sure I got a straight line. You ready?
I ain't there.
Over there. But see, that's the goal.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But that's the goal is what we get for. But you gotta lead by example. So normally, what's going on now? Give me a quick second. You wanna holler at me or him?
You.
Give me a quick second. I want you to clean this off, and then we'll run over here real quick.
Hey, yo.
You got it cleaned up? Okay. So the goal is you want to start when we're making that bead. Remember Let's go to the plate so you can see it. Cause I always like to show it, lead by example. That way you will know again. It's good to look at it. So you see, I got your first one here. So the goal is to do your second one right beside it. You don't want to cut it in half. You want to do it right beside it and let the bead. That way you can see all of it. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to get it where you can't see it. Like here, see, that's a little too tight. But there and there, you got like the same distance, about a quarter inch. Or, 3/16. So the goal is, you going with this time, but I'm going to guide your hand.
That's all right. That's great.
So make sure.
You
You like it? He said, man, it came out good. And see, you already know what you're looking for. So go on, get comfortable. Let you get comfortable when you sit, because I want you to hold it, and I'm just going to get behind you and kind of guide your hand. Like I say, I like to show you how to weld like my grandfather showed me how to drive. And he showed it by holding my hand. So I'm going to let you get. So what you do is you go about a 15-degree angle. I'm going to get everything down. I want you to hold my hand. That way you can feel me. Yeah, just like that. So we're going to have about a 15-degree angle, which is about right here. We want to make sure we can see it. That's the main thing. Can you see that good? You want to make sure you can see your line, because you want to use that line as your guide. Now remember, we're going to be doing circles. And our goal is to keep the same travel speed. So we're going to start here. And once you hit the trigger, you hold it. So I'm going to hit it in, but you hold my finger too, okay? You ready? See how we walk beside it? Even though the fire is popping, we still gonna do it the same. We don't see no holes. Don't worry about the noise, because it sounds good. Sounds like we cooking bacon. And once you get it in, you let go of it. And it's kind of hot still, so we can actually knock this down to C. We're gonna try it down to C. Because it's still a little warm. You see how hot it is, how red it still is? So that means the heat is good, it's burning in good. But we're gonna knock the heat down just a hair. You done with it? Just put it right there. Appreciate it, man. Oh man, you all good. Okay, you see it? Yeah. So our goal is now, I'm finna, you know how granddaddy said, sit in my lap and hold the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn. But he's still controlling the wheel, but you think you finna drive. So now that's what your time is. So I want you to try to get the same angle, but I want to see how you gonna do it first. So now I'm just gonna let you freestyle. Remember the angle, get comfortable. Yeah, get comfortable, that's everything. Comfortable is everything. And when you're ready, like I said, do a practice run. I always do that. Alright, stop.
Yeah, started out wrong.
Now, but you was doing your patterning. But you see how you had too much of an angle and you made it was going to start getting caked up. So we're going to start.
So you want the angle to be more like this?
It'll be more of a 15 like this here.
More like, okay. Okay, yeah.
You see it? That way you can still see it. You had it too much like this. And you ain't got it straight down, but you got it where you can still see the. So I'm going to start and just go a little bit just to show you, just to tie in. You ready? Now you start from here. And just get, like I say, get comfortable. Comfortable with everything. Get the wire. Make sure, like I say, you normally want to leave a quarter inch. Okay, say right there. You kind of push it. You want to go. Get your hand on it so I can show you. How do you want it? Yeah, that's it right there. Now remember, if you got a 1/4 inch, you want to keep it that same distance this whole time. So you don't want to start here and then come up like this. Or you don't want to start here and then touch it. And then it's going to go out. You want to kind of keep the same distance that you're starting out at that whole time. You got it? Alright, we don't need ready, let's go. Right. Good, keep it tight. Stay close.
At the end, I'm stuck.
Now you can see. Now we're gonna stop there so you can see what you did. You started out going good, then you got too fast, you started coming up. But I want to show it to you on this chart. That way you can you can kind of see it. You was right. So you get now. This is too long where you got holes in it, but you was more like here. Travel speed too fast.
See how it start off good and then right here at the end.
Mm-hmm. Your goal is you want consistent, so that's all. And remember, look at this. You got 15 degrees, and you see this distance is about a 1/4 inch. You want to keep the same distance. So you started here, and then you
I
started
seen when I
picking
came
it
up
up.
because it
started
popping. Yeah,
that's when you know you're too far away. That's your sign,
right there.
man. I'm jumping out of it.
That's
how you got
it started popping, so then when I tried to go back in a little bit, I was like,
yeah, it's
close now.
But that's what you do. You want to get close enough where you're gonna hit sizzle. Then you know you back at where you need to be at. So let's just try it again. Let's just dive back in it. Let's try it again. Now what I'm gonna do this time, I'm gonna have you watch me, and I'm gonna do one again. But you can really see yours though. That's good. And I got another light too. I'm gonna go grab that light and bring it over so we can have a real good light. But you can see yours good. Okay, let's say if you started off like this, you don't want to start off like this. So you want to kind of cut it down to where you need it to be. 1/4 inch is good. You got a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch you can start off with. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't exceed over a 1/2 inch. Stick out. Normally I like a good 1/4. You know what I mean? I call it French kissing. If I get close enough where I can kiss her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I ain't just that's all I need. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do too much.
French kissing.
You ready? Now see, like I say, now your angle can be like, you can have an angle sometimes that can be straight, but the best one is about right here, about that 15. And you want to keep it. You ready? I can tell the wire speed is definitely high. And see, even though the wire speed, you know how you see how I'm still taking my time, you can still make it do. Yeah. The wire speed, because if you cut it down some, so I actually can cut this wire speed down just a hair. And try it. I'm gonna try to fill this little gap here. Ready? You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. Sounding smooth, isn't it? That's what you want. Now, another thing, every time after you do one, you want to look at it, do a few of them, and always clean, because if it gets too filthy up in here, it'll clog it up while you weld it, and it gets stopped up, and all that trash will fall into your welding. That's not gonna good. You don't want that. So normally after you do, you do a couple, out there, do it a couple times, just make sure it's clean. They have nozzle dip where you can stick it in there and keep it, but the only thing I don't like about the nozzle dip, it can get into the welding contamination to it. Like you might start off, it might start out with a little porosity. That's why I would rather just clean it real good, and as I go, it'll never get caked up. Because you can actually use this tip, this nozzle tip for a while. Some people replace them every other day. I'm like, man, you just blowing people money. Yeah. I said, you start buying them, you ain't just throwing them away. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to do all that. So if you just clean it every time you go there, last for a long time. So right now you see we still got a good bead plate going. It ain't all messed up. So you get the concept. So now I want you to jump back in the driver's seat. Show me what you got. But you get the concept though.
I see where you're going.
And like I said, another thing, check out your cord, because sometimes your cord can get tangled up and it can make it pop too. So you want to make sure that you're comfortable, make sure your cord is good, where you like it's not kinked up or nothing. You know what I mean? Because all that means something. Like I say, right now it's a little too long, so when you see when it's long, you know, pull it a little bit, get your thing, pull it, you know, pop it off. And let you go from there and get started. It sounds good. We like the way it sounds, family. He sound like he a welder over there. I haven't even looked at it yet. Let's get to the tight. Go closer. Slow down. Yeah, slow down. Woo. Tell you what, you started out right. As you got close to the end, you started picking up. I started bragging on you too bad. You got excited. But it sounded good. But
you tell you what I did wrong. I went from right here, when I got to the end,
you started moving. And you never want to do that. See, you want to keep that same.
15,
yeah, exactly.
See, I lost the tip. I was right here, and then when I do like this, I was like, damn, where my tip at?
Exactly. You couldn't see it no more.
It wasn't at 15 no more. So.
And you can tell. You can tell when you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me grab this other light I got in here, so we can see good. I'm gonna have to put a light right over that.
Dang, that started out so good. That started out so good, man. It did. It started out good.
Really see it.
It started off pretty good, man.
See, it started off good. I was listening to it. So the goal is you want to stay. So and notice this. So while you doing your beat, I'm seeing you doing your circles, but you want to maintain. You got to get as you got doing here. You got to, like you say, you change your deal. You got a little anxious. So remember, you start off slow. Remain that same way, and have. Keep it tight. You see right here, you gotta get it tight. Then right here, you gotta wait from it. You wanna keep it tight here, and then you wanna maintain that lead. So here and go again. Just keep track of that. That's the main thing. You have to practice is everything, man. You just got to repeat the process. And that light will help you see better too. I'm gonna have to put a light right above the booth. Normally on all of them, I have one right above. Yeah, I'm gonna get one. I'm about to order one. And we'll have one right above, and we're going to have a good one here so we can see real good. Because lighting is everything, you know what I mean? If you can't see what you're doing, you can't think you're going to do a good job. You know? That's like driving with mud on the windshield. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
You can't possibly think.
Nah, you can't possibly think you're going to do a great job. So remember the angle. Just to maintain. You see how grab your hand kind of slow you down.
Right
you
there,
had it.
Right
you see what I'm saying? Right there, you sped up and then you got it again. You see what I'm saying?
I had to practice right there. I'm gonna have to make sure.
That's the goal. But see, and the main thing I can see, this is what you're doing too. You putting a little too much here, gonna brush it. I'll show you how to get it good when you want to sit right here on the side of it. Put a little more in it. But yeah, I'm gonna do one right beside you. I'm gonna show you now. Watch. Look at this. You see this angle? This was more what you had. This is more what you need.
Okay.
You see the difference? You more like this. Now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do one like this. And this is the 15 degree. But you see, you did damn good, bro. You flossed on it. You flossed on it. You should take a picture of that one. That was a damn good well, man. You You did real good. That's a good beat. So what we gonna do? I'm gonna do one to give you another example. You ready? Taking your time. Hey man, we on the highway. We ain't trying to get nowhere too fast. Folks might be on the highway. They got this work on them. We trying to get no attention. That's how you know you just understand it. You just drive. You just going with the traffic.
Bible on the dashboard.
But that's what you want, but you can do that though. No, we talking stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, jealous.
But that's how I want you to be, because that's what you want. See, that's competition, man. I remember when I was young, my mom used to have to go over and get her best friend's son to help me eat, because I didn't want to eat. But when he come over there and eat, I see him eat. This was like a competition. I'm like, damn, I gotta eat an extra biscuit. Exactly. So it was like and then I got to get good. So every time she's like, go there and get so he's gonna eat. And then it was more like it was always a competition. So that's what we supposed to do, bro. We supposed to encourage one another. Iron sharpens iron. So now it shows you an example, man. What I gotta do? Gotta maintain.
Man, look at your hug the other one.
That's what you want.
I'm trying to hug that like you hugging, like you like.
And that's what you want. And that's what you want. But you get it though. See how you started here, and then you just kind of got away from it. So now that was another example to kind of get you motivated. And you got to think, I had that angle.
And see, but my other side of yours look good right here.
Yeah.
It just didn't like
right up in there when you started losing.
Yeah, you was close too, boy. You was.
So, God, like I say, man, you doing real good, man. Keep doing what you're doing. We're going to come in closer so we can check them out. Because you over there shining. You did good, bro.
I appreciate it, man. I really like to pay attention, man. I got a good light to switch.
No,
it was actually bright.
Yeah, that's the angle. Oh, a little bit more. Oh, I got to clean it off.
I already said that I stopped. I was like, what are you trying to say? You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to have you get your angle right. Make sure I seen it before you start it, before you hit your trigger. Yeah, that's good. That's a good stick there.
As far as my angle.
And you holding it good too. I like your position.
I watch how you held it.
That's your pocket. Okay, now what I want you to do, I want you to come up just a little bit. Right there. That's where you want to be at the whole time. And keep it that tight. Now let's ride. Keep the focus tight. Good job, man. Good job. Oh, yeah. That's it. Stay tight. Keep the circle tight. The tighter you have the circle, the better you'll be.
At the end,
But look at it though. Look at you though. Look at you though. Look at you though. He's shy. He's shy, fella. He's shy, fella. Look at it though.
That's fine. Yeah, I almost feel like this. That's fine.
You shy though. That's a whale, bro.
Where you did that?
That's a whale. That's a whale. That's what I'm talking about. That's it.
Look how close.
Now you gotta take a picture of that, man. I gotta show y'all, fella. He showed out.
Woo, that's a whale.
He showed out. Look at that.
That is a whale.
That's a good whale, family. This man never welded before in his life, and we're now doing a flat, and he got a good bead, man. It's gonna be all right, man.
Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Man.
My guy showing out.
Look at that last one, man.
You're supposed to be proud of yourself, man. I'm glad you're proud of yourself.
Man.
Get it in.
That is
Big
so
Weld
great.
101. Now,
Man, you
can come over here and you can see this, and you can see exactly what you did. That's what you got. This is proper. Proper wire speed, proper angle, the temperature is right, everything is set right. You couldn't get that if I didn't see, and that's another thing about me.
I can't, like, I had to stop trying to focus on certain points at one time. I just had to, like, once I got comfortable holding it right
Once
there,
you get comfortable holding
all I
it,
did was just kept. I didn't move my arms and then
just get comfortable and just kept with that same focus. But now you can see
with like you said, you was like, just be patient, stay close.
Just stay close.
Like we on the highway, we ain't got to move too fast.
Exactly. I had to give it to you like that because I know we from the street. I said, hey, just slow down, maintain it.
I was like, I'm getting there, man.
You know, and just keep the same thing, like you just hold the
and
wheel.
then it popped a couple times, but I was like, I ain't move.
I ain't gonna move. It's all right. This is bumping the road. We don't worry. Our head because the folks might be looking. You know, they get to look at this. And you look at them.
I'm like, okay.
Because it might happen. So sometimes it might pop from just trash being in there. Sometimes it might just
and like
pop.
You said, every so in we gotta clean.
We gotta clean too. So it could be exactly. So that way you can see the full example of what you're doing. But this is what you want consistently. So your goal is to now do this. Fill this whole plate up. Once you get here, we fill it up. We're gonna come back. We're gonna fall back here. Knock these off. Flip it around. Then do it on the other side, the same way. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep flipping the plate so that way you can gain the same thickness on both sides. You see what I'm saying? As we build it up. But you're gonna be doing the same thing until you get it down when you got it tied in perfect. And then we can start doing joints. But you have to learn the bead. And we must be honest. This is the first time. Man, I taught you how to run a bead in under 30 minutes, man. This is some serious stuff.
For real.
I'm giving you some serious shit.
I'm over here. You see me still looking at it, right? I'm like, bro, I did this.
You did this.
Like, looking towards the side, man, like, they twins. Like, they chilling, like.
That's what you want. So I'm gonna ride by you. I'm gonna give you another example, and then I'm gonna let you ride.
One main thing though is staying in close. Like you got to watch the one beside.
Your travel speed and your distance. If you have your travel speed is how fast you're going. Your distance is what you want to make sure you're keeping that gap of a quarter to a half inch. You know, you want to keep that distance. If you keep your distance and the same travel speed and you keep the same motion. Like you don't start with circles and you do something else. You know, just keep that same position and you be all right.
Yeah, I was watching my circles real close to me.
And you see where I'm at right now? You want to keep it, and then that's another good thing before you start. Give you a test run just to see.
You noticed I did that because I watched you do that.
Yeah. You ready? Man, you give me something to shoot for.
Alright.
That's so funny. Man. But you see how I maintained everything. I wasn't going fast. I kept my circles tight.
You kissed the edge too.
I was kissing it.
Like you come running.
And I hit it. And I just hit it and just keep going. You see?
Yeah, I was like, he kissing that plug. He was kissing that edge.
But that's what you want, man. So what we want to do is start here and just keep going, bro. You get it. You got the example. I think you're going to be all right.
Ooh, you just showed that.
We're in here breaking records, family.
That's perfect. Not too much, not too little. It's close. That's so good.
And see another major thing. You see how once we have your equipment, we made sure our equipment was set up right. Everything was set up right. We did everything of the procedures, and you can't do nothing but have great performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, bro. That's a prime example. A prime example. You ain't never weld. I just taught you how to run a bead, which take people. They be still in school for 2 weeks before they can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Man, you got people that literally everybody learn different, but you hungry. And that's what I can tell people. It's easy to teach someone that's hungry because you paying attention. You was watching my moves. By the time I jumped off, I seen your hand posture was perfect. I'm like, man, he said, oh, bro, I see what you were doing. You see what I'm saying? So you paid attention. Man, you said, okay, I'm holding the gun right.
I seen how you was holding it. And like, okay, the way you hold it also gives you a perfect 15.
And gave you a perfect
15. So like, the whole time I'm just like, I don't have to move. Like the way I'm holding it sits at a 15. The way my arch is in my arm
and all you gotta do is maintain it.
That's it. Your circles is the only thing you need. And then now I just learned something else watching you. That kiss.
You like it there?
Yeah. Instead of riding that edge like I've been doing,
You see, I was doing the circles. I come back to it.
And that's it. And like, if you watch it, bro, when you come back with that circle, you see how that pattern is going back. It's like I don't know. It's like it complements the beads you just made.
Exactly. It complements. That's
and
what
then you kiss the one in front of it, and it kind of brings you to the next one. It's
that's
like
what we call.
That kiss, you
exactly. This is what we call dropping dimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you drop a row of dimes, you put them right beside each other.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
That's
dropping
exactly what I was saying. It's complimenting the one.
Exactly. You drop it down. So now, all you have to do is continue this, keep working on this, and then once we get this plate thick enough, where we know we got you good, then we'll go to a different position, which is horizontal. Then we'll pick the plate up, and we'll have you do the same thing coming this way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
once I get all of them down, then we can start joining metals like T-joints, lap joints.
Yeah.
Now, you good. Keep grinding.
Yeah, I know doing them T-joints, that's going to take some.
But you doing everything now, so that way when you fall into that, it'll be real, real easy for you. HogOn, family.